Hey, this is Aaron from ISG. I want to talk a bit more about retention position shooting. Now, we did an article some time back on retention positions and how that most of the stuff that you see in the industry is pretty fraudulent in terms of the posture of the platform and the methods of getting to a retention position, let alone how they do it. So we see all these different permutations from the speed rock to, the throwing the elbows or having weird off balance posture like that when you're trying to draw into a fight. The thing that people aren't talking about when they're talking about retention position shooting is actual retention. So keep in mind that if somebody's physically assaulting you, you're not instantly entitled to shoot this person. Okay, so the idea that the second you get sucker punched, you need to draw into some position where you can get your pistol into the fight and start capping them may or may not be valid. That might be a great recipe for a one-way ticket to the big house where you can spend the rest of your life learning the ways of prison. Now, I've been in fights like this around handguns from concealment, and I'm here to tell you a lot of these dudes, especially these well-credentialed guys who I think are well-meaning, Rangers, SEALs, prior team guys, they're telling you methods of getting to your weapon that don't apply to the civilian sphere of violence, okay? So when you're in the military and somebody assaults you and they know you're a military member, you can rest pretty sure knowing that that person intended you lethal harm. Okay, that's kind of a foregone conclusion. And we don't mess around with that stuff. If I were in the military still, I wouldn't be discussing this in quite the same terms. In the civilian world, if this guy, I'm a training partner right now to have somebody actually sucker punch me, but if somebody comes up and they clobber me, I don't know that I'm in a lethal force altercation. I know I'm in a fight, okay? That doesn't mean immediately draw. That's what Craig Douglas refers to as a timing error, especially when you access that weapon before you have a dominant posture, platform, and position. What we need to do here is make sure that nobody can access our weapons prematurely and be able to fight out of that initiative deficit that begins the second you get sucker punched. So here's what I want people to start thinking about. Don't go to these courses that teach you just how to fight from a retention position, okay? That is not where you should start. You should start with some martial arts. You should start with some physical fitness. If you haven't ever been in a fight, you need to go get punched in the face. The safest place to do that is a dojo. There's plenty of places that you can find that will initiate you into boxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, regular Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, whatever sport you want. Choose one and just do it for a while, okay? You need to be used to getting physically assaulted. And when that happens, it's going to allow you to kind of readjust and view a fight more organically from the ground up, which is a physical altercation. If you can't manage a physical altercation, going straight to a gun is not the solution. Please think about that. Join us for more as we discuss the actual mechanics of these fighting techniques and the retention positions and how they apply. But for now, let's stop right there and say, go get some experience fighting. That is the first step. Most of the situations you encounter as a civilian will not be lethal force encounters, and if you default to that, the onus of proving that this person had the opportunity, the motive, and the intent to kill you is on you, and if you cannot prove it, you're going to prison. This is a very high stakes, high risk situation. That's all I've got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something.